Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of voice of radio. So today, there's a new Pokemon TCG Pocket drop event, and that means we need to talk about it. We need to talk about all the promos and how much you should care. We need to give you some deck lists so that you can go ahead and smash the event, because that's the kind of thing we do here. And I've said it many times before, and I mean it very sincerely. I think drop events are my favourite thing about Pokemon TCG Pocket. Sitting down and putting decks together to go and grind that event, absolutely love it. So, what are we getting this time round? Well, we might as well start off with the big prize, and the big prize is, of course, Mega Pidgeot EX. The first time we've had a Mega EX as the prize in a drop event, brand new Mega EX, free prize or 3-point Pokemon, which brings me to a very important point. Do bear in mind that in Pocket, you KO a Mega EX, you win. So when you're going through playing the event, if you're going to KO Pidgeot, you really need to try and put all your resources into Pidgeot, because KOing 2 single-point Pokemon and then Pidgeot, you've taken 5 points. That's a little bit of a waste. Do please bear that in mind. So what we got here with Mega Pidgeot, 210 HP, free energy, 100, flip 3 coins. For each heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. But if all of them are tails, this does nothing. Yeah, I'm not loving this. The problem I've got here is you've got like about a 1 in 8 chance of the attack failing. Now, that's not a high chance, that's like a 12.5% chance, but there is still a chance it fails. And it's a stage 2 for free energy. Now, doing 100 damage and discarding 1 or 2 energy, I adore. You're 2-hit KOing almost everything. You're getting rid of energy. I'm loving that. And honestly, a lot of the time, getting rid of 2 energy can buy you turns. But it's just that 1 in 8 chance of failing really does make me nervous. Either way, it's worth pointing out that this is exclusive. It's only available in a drop event, so frankly, you need to make sure you pick it up. Speaking of which, I have nicked this little table from Cerebi.net. Shout out Cerebi for being just phenomenal. And you can see there that when you participate in 10 battles, you get a ticket that you can use to just go and get the promo you want. This is an excellent change, so you can make sure you're not, let's face it, we've all had those drop events where we've done 30, 40 battles and not gotten the one we wanted. This is an excellent change. Elsewhere, we've got a mechanically unique Petalil. Brand new Petalil. Yay. It's alright, I suppose. Single energy 30, flip a coin. If tails, it does nothing. For what it's worth, I do think it is the optimal Petalil. Up to now, we've had the one that for a single energy does 20, which is alright, the one that came in Extra Dimensional Crisis. But I think this becomes the new go-to Petalil. I don't know if you wanted that, but that's what you've got. We've also got a new mechanically unique Froakie. 2 energy, 20 damage, flip a coin if heads paralysis. Yeah, just use the one from Mega Rising. The one from Mega Rising is single energy 20. You don't get the paralysis on a coin flip, but it's also single energy, so don't muck about here, ladies and gentlemen. The one from Mega Rising, I'm afraid, is just better. The new Petalil, I think, is the optimal Petalil. The new Froakie is absolutely not. We've then got ourselves an alternate art of Luxray, which is convenient because Luxray, I'm going to talk about more in a minute. It's actually one of our top choices for taking down the drop event. Came around again in Mega Rising, and it's cool. It's a good Pokemon. It's also got kind of a fancy alternate art in the set, so I'm not 100% sure we necessarily need it, but let's ignore that for the time being. Cool card, lovely promo, alternate art, and like I say, we're going to talk about it in a second, but it is one of the top choices for this event to actually go through it. And then finally, we got ourselves Pidgey. It's an alternate art of the one from Mega Rising, and a lot of people are going to want the Kamiya artwork. But then also the one from the set is kind of beautiful. 2 energy 30 is fine, but most of the time, if you've got 2 energy on a 60 HP basic, things are going a little bit wrong. But we do have an exclusive Froakie and an exclusive Petalil, and the Petalil is the optimal one, and there is a brand new Mega EX which cannot be found elsewhere, so you need to be picking up this promo pack. So what are we going to do in terms of decks? Well, wonderful news. I've got 3 decks for you. I think there are 3 decks worth looking at. And look, I'm not saying there aren't others. I'm just saying I think the 3 decks I'm going to give you are absolutely there. Now, when we're talking about lightning Pokemon, there are some really easy choices, which we're going to look at in a bunch of decks. Like all 3 of the decks I'm going to show you, they all play Zeraora. Every one of them plays Zeraora from Extra Dimensional Crisis because that card is just too good. If it's on the field at the end of your first turn, you get to attach an energy to it from your energy zone. So you go first, you can't attack, that's annoying, but you get an energy, and then turn 2, you attach for turn, and then you're hitting 50, 70 for weakness. Zeraora is broken. And obviously, when you're playing that, you also need Elemental Switch, because Elemental Switch in any deck that can accelerate energy, lightning energy, or to be fair, fire or water as well. Elemental Switch is amazing. Came around in Wisdom of Sea and Sky, and it just lets you move a lightning energy from your bench to your active. It's great. It's absolutely brilliant, and it combos phenomenally with Zeraora. Similarly, I do think Oricorio is another just absolute no-brainer because it blocks EXs. Now, there's plenty of non-EXs that you're going to be playing against here, but there's going to come a point, maybe, where Mega Pidgeot comes out. So play one of these. And then you can just attach, Elemental Switch, hits for 70, but then Mega Pidgeot can't actually attack you. So anytime Mega Pidgeot is the option, this is the answer. It's too good not to play. So this is one that you absolutely need to have in here. It's just redonkulous, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely redonkulous. And like I say, I'm putting those cards in every one of these builds. No ifs, buts, or maybes. So what option have we got? Well, if you're looking for pure power, might I introduce you to Jolteon-Pikachu? Now, Jolteon EX is kind of your go-to here. 2 energy, 80 damage is fine. But while it's active, if your opponent attaches an energy from their energy zone to one of their Pokemon, you deal 20 damage. So you're doing more. But then we've also got the Eevee from Mega Rising, that if it's active, you can evolve it the turn you play it. So you can essentially evolve up straight away. And even if you haven't got enough energy to attack, you should still be getting the extra damage coming in here from the ability. That's kind of awesome. Plus, of course, you've got those options for Eevee, evolve, Elemental Switch, attach for turn, and then you're up and rolling nice and easily. 2 energy, big HP, great ability, make no mistake about it, Jolteon EX is awesome. And then we pair that with Pikachu. We only need 1 Pikachu. Pikachu's your game ender. 3 energy, 150, discard all of them. But then, in theory, this should kind of end the game. You've hit Mega Pidgeot a little bit. This comes in, does 170, ends the game. And with things like Elemental Switch, it's going to be much, much easier. We like Pikachu. Also, if you're playing Pikachu, I think Electrical Cord becomes absolutely amazing. Because if a lightning Pokemon it's attached to is in the active and knocked out, you get to move 2 energy to a bench Pokemon. So basically have this on a Jolteon. When Jolteon gets knocked out, that energy goes over to Pikachu. And then Pikachu you attach for turn and you're ready to go. I don't think Electrical Cord is like Elemental Switch, where it needs to be in every lightning deck. But I absolutely do think that if you're playing Pikachu and Jolteon, i.e. a 2 energy Pokemon that's then going to go into a 3 energy Pokemon, Electrical Cord becomes an absolutely phenomenal option and one that you do really need to be playing. Here's a list for that one. We do play an Oricorio just in case, but it really is couple of Zeraora, Elemental Switch to try and get Jolteon rolling. Jolteon uses Electrical Cord to get Pikachu rolling. And in theory, the game goes Zeraora, Jolteon-Pikachu. Don't let your Zeraora get KO'd, or else Jolteon getting KO'd will lose the game. So maybe one quick swing with Zeraora, but you want to go into Jolteon sooner rather than later, and then bring up Pikachu to end the game. But of course, there's always challenges where you need to not use any EXs. So might I introduce you to probably the best lightning Pokemon we've had, Magneton-Magnezone. Ridiculous combo. Magneton lets you once during your turn get an energy, and then Magnezone's free energy 100. So what you do is you evolve up into Magneton, use Magneton to get all of your energy, and you're getting 2 per turn at that point, and then get Magnezone, and you're hitting for 110. But you're out of range of being KO'd in one hit by Mega Pidgeot. Now, Mega Pidgeot can get all of your energy here, and that would suck, but hopefully between Magneton and Elemental Switch and Zeraora, you should, in theory, be able to finish it off. Here's a list for this one, and you notice there's a Giant Cape there. Giant Cape is just to turn Zeraora into 110 HP, so that it can survive a swing from Mega Pidgeot. That's why we've only got one, but it can make a difference sometimes. And then obviously Cyrus, because you're not going to one-hit KO Mega Pidgeot very much, so being able to hit it and then drag it off the bench is big. And X-Speed, so that you can switch between. You'll notice all your basics are single retreat. So X-Speed, we had it in the last deck, we got it in this deck. It's very, very nice. But how about one more option here? And again, not using any EXs. How about Luxray? Yeah, it's literally the one, which is also a prize for the event. But it's just brilliant. 2 energy, 110, and you have to do 30 to one of your bench, but just kind of drop 30 on like an Oricorio or something. It really doesn't matter. 110 for 2 energy is very, very good. And basically all we're doing here is building the deck to get Luxray rolling as fast as possible. But if we're using Luxray, then we're also using Volkner, because it lets you attach 2 lightning energy from your discard pile to an Electivire or Luxray. So if you end up with no energy after a Mega Pidgeot attacks, Volkner will get you both of them. Once one goes down, Volkner will get you your second one. Volkner is brilliant, and it was actually designed for the first Luxray, not for this one, but I think this is the superior Luxray, and Volkner still becomes just an absolutely phenomenal option. So yeah, big Volkner fan. Here's a look at the deck list for this one, nice and straightforward. 1 Luxio, 2 Rare Candy, because we want to try and get it out as fast as possible. And then there's just a lot of other stuff you should be expecting. 1 Oricorio, couple Zeraora, couple Elemental Switch, Professor's Research, Pokeball, they're 2 ofs in every deck. 2 Cyrus, 2 Volkner, job is a good un. We've got some good, strong lightning Pokemon here, and I'm pretty sure the 3 decks I've given you should get you through here very nicely indeed. And, give you some options here, so that in theory, if you're missing a couple of cards, you should be able to make one of these decks and run through quite nicely. But I've told you all about it now, I've given you everything you need, so now it's over to you guys. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Hayden, who is our newest Patreon, a very new Patreon. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.